Hello, people of the internet and of the Rawk flock. How are you all doing? I am your host, the Master Gamer, Rawk64. I want to thank you so very much for joining me. Oh, I'm gonna guess he's in Chapter 3 games. I'm gonna guess Chapter 3. Kelly, no. Alright. Alright. Come here. Come say hi. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. Because you gotta be an attention-seeking dog. Down. Down. Not my doggo, my brother's doggo. Yes, Chapter 3 is definitely the best chapter in Thousand Year Door, in my absolutely unbiased opinion. We're not here for Thousand Year Door, we're not here for doggos, we are here for Persona. Put myself a little bit more in focus there. So, last time we finished up Nijima's Palace, as well as also making sure we don't miss any royal-specific content. Hi, Finks. How are you doing? Roy, Games Ideas Makers, or Games Ideas Maker, singular. Thank you guys so very much for joining me. We're gonna go ahead and get right into Persona. So, take this button here, and get my handy dandy controller ready. Yes, this is okay. I'm doing pretty good. Right now we have story stuff.
Guess the drug was too strong. Wake him up.
Oh, you're still working? Oh, well, I hope it goes by quick for you, Finks.
No dozing off. You still don't get it, do you? Give it up!
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, cooperate. What? You want another shot?
Yeah, that's fair. I just hope you don't get in trouble.
Huh? What about the camera? Are you thinking it can be used as video evidence?
I got nothing to say to you.
Hear my question? Answer!
Ooh! Maybe I should have answered.
Obstruction of justice, blackmail, defamation, possession of weapons. Manslaughter too, yeah? Talk about the works.
I'm completely innocent on all of those charges.
Think that all those crimes were led by a punk like this. And you seem to be enjoying every second of it. Huh? You should know your place. Sign here. It's a confession under your name. I
Fuck
see.
off.
I need your hand to sign this, but I don't care if you end up losing a leg. Don't expect to walk out of here in one piece.
Gink him in the eye
We're
with the pen.
going to make you understand. One must take full responsibility for their actions.
Shank him with the pen. Sunday. Yeah. I remember that. And look who it is.
Excuse me, but this area's off.
I'm Nijima from the Public Prosecutor's Office.
The prosecutor's office? What business do you have here?
Just let me through. It's urgent. There's something I need to confirm with the suspect.
Nijima-san, I believe this case is no longer in your jurisdiction. Besides...
You prosecutor, Nijima? There's a call from your director. Hurry and get it over with. To be frank, you're being an inconvenience.
I thought I ordered you to stand by.
I'm responsible for this case, yet I'm not even being allowed an interrogation?
I'm calling because I knew you'd bring it up.
I will not be convinced unless I confirm it for myself. This is my case.
Good luck to you then. I won't be expecting much, though.
I still have
Prosecutor, I forgot to mention something important.
something still squirrely about that SIU director. I just don't know what yet, but I feel like something's squirrely with him.
Your time will be cut short. We can't permit you to talk with him for long. It's for your own sake. His methods are unknown. After all, we don't even know if it's safe to simply meet and speak with him.
I understand.
Well done on making it this far, inmate. Now that you have traversed your long, perilous recollection, you truly have entered the present.
Yeah, but long enough to spell out what we do every single day for. Yeah, no kidding.
The effects of that drug are gonna wear off soon. This is your golden opportunity. You must grasp the truth that will save you from the brink of ruin. The evil influence who wishes you dead is fast approaching. If you want to win this unreasonable game, if you wish to take back your stolen future, recall the bonds you formed with your allies, and grasp the truth that will save you from the brink of ruin.
Ha 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 ha.
I see. So that's what led to your ending up here. What a disappointing end to the hero of justice. I still can't believe it. But I now have a general idea of the methods you used for your crimes.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure it gets really awkward.
There's much more I'd like to ask, but my allotted time is nearly up. I do have a suggestion, though. Care to strike a deal? If you cooperate with me, I'll consider lightening your sentence.
What do you want?
I have a responsibility to solve this case. I will win, even if it means brokering a deal with you. Your operation was leaked and you failed to change my heart. There's no point in being obstinate now. You've corrupted the order of this country and caused an uprising against its very existence.
But I did it for the greater good!
You'll most likely be given life imprisonment or the death penalty, unless you accept my proposal. Going forward, I will read a list of people who are closest to you and this case. Tell me honestly whether or not the following are involved with the Phantom Thieves.
Oh, Jesus.
First, the friend who you've been with since the day you transferred to Shujin, Ryuji Sakamoto. One of the victims of the Kamoshida case, An Takamaki. Ichiryusai Madarame's pupil, Yusuke Kitagawa. The daughter of Wakaba Ishiki, Futaba Sakura. The heiress to the Okumura Foods legacy and daughter of its CEO, Haru Okumura. And the frequently probing student council president of Shujin Academy, Makoto Nijima. Those are your accomplices in the Phantom Thieves case, are they not?
Nope.
So you won't sell out your friends. Then let me change the question. I find it hard to believe that high schoolers could have pulled off these crimes by themselves.
Yeah, that's why I said no.
Were there not others outside of your direct group who encouraged your crimes or lent their aid? Not to repeat myself, but remember that your life will be forfeit if your sentence is not lightened. You had the cooperation of people outside your group, did you not? Can you tell me about them?
There were no such people.
I see. So you won't speak a word about either your teammates or your collaborators. Do you even understand the position that you're in?
I hope I'm not fucking this up.
Let's discuss one other person. Goro Akechi. There are reports that he was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves as well. Might he be a part of your team too?
Nope.
So Goro Akechi wasn't one of you. Very well.
Oh, Jesus. People are making me worry.
So be it. You clearly have no intention of bargaining with me. Even now, you're still acting as though you're a hero of justice.
I am.
Your teammates have sacrificed you in order to escape, yet you wish to defend their honor?
Not living with catching under the monobus.
Why won't you talk about them?
It goes against justice.
Don't be ridiculous. You're not the one to decide such things.
Justice is on our side.
Justice? Then tell me, what is this justice you speak of?
Sticking to the right path.
Sticking to the right path? That's no different from us. You continue to stand firm. Are you implying that we have no evidence on you? You're right. We have nothing. And it doesn't help that your story sounds like a fairy tale. But many people have fallen victim to this. We need to learn the truth. The truth, huh? I don't even know what's right anymore. And it's all due to your strange story.
What about the true culprit?
After all this, you're still...
The drug is starting to wear off.
Are you listening? The side effects of the truth serum should be wearing off. I won't be deceived by such a poor act.
I won't be deceived. I feel like I'm forgetting something important.
You realized it too then. It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way he could have reacted like that if he hadn't heard me.
Hey. Can you hear me? It seems your mind is clearing up. But unfortunately, my time has run out. Although I find your story to be quite interesting, I won't be able to speak with you any longer.
Don't you want to win?
Huh?
Stack attack!
What are you getting at? That's right. No matter the results of this case, I won't be receiving credit. I even had to call in a large favor just to conduct this interrogation.
Interrogation room. That's right. If I remember.
So, how did that thing we asked you to look into go? Nijima mentioned a special interrogation room, didn't she? Good. It looks like we can make this work if we lure them there.
Wait, was this all
Hey.
part of the plan? Was there some sort of plan I don't know about?
Hey, are you listening? Our time's up. We're done talking here. Goodbye.
Do you know this place?
Do you mean this interrogation room? Why wouldn't I know about it? What an odd thing to ask. Anyhow, there's one last thing I want to ask you. There's something that's been bothering me for some time now. Recently, I was removed from my post as head of this investigation and was told to remain on standby. A short while later, I received word you were caught in the act, within some bizarre phenomenon. But that was all I was told. You were told someone sold you out, correct? If that's true, who could it have been? Don't you have any idea?
Sold out. That's right. There's something I need to do.
My suspicions were true in the end. Still, to think his true intention was to sell us out. All that's left is to figure out a way to hand it over. It's all up to you, leader. Okay then. Giving him the phone without arousing suspicion will be easier said than done. We'll be counting on you to pull this one off.
There was some sort of plan I didn't know
What's
about.
wrong? Might you have an idea as to who sold you out?
I'm starting to remember.
What do you recall? If you know something, you must tell me. I won't allow things to end like this. You mean this? I've been told the lock on it is quite complicated, but it's only a matter of time until it's cracked. What's so important about this smartphone? Are you going to unlock it and show me the data?
Let's let her sleep. She hasn't slept for days while she's been getting that app ready. Now we gotta figure out a way to show him the phone. Makoto and the others should have told you. I'm talking about the true culprit here. You know, the traitor.
Hey! What are you trying to get at here? And what about this smartphone?
I don't know either! Show it to the true culprit.
The true culprit?
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life.
Please. I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to show this to?
I already told you.
What do you... My God. You're referring to him, aren't you?
Are my suspicions correct? You need to trust me.
What are you plotting? I can't even begin to fathom it.
This game has no Yoshis in it? What? What?
But it appears my time is up. This is as far as our conversation
What are you
can
talking
go.
about, games?
This will be my last involvement with this case. Very well. I've listened to your whole story, so I may as well play along to the end. And that honest look in your eyes. I used to view the world the same way too once. I'll place my bet on you. I just need to show him the phone, right?
I feel as if Sag finally understands me.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of judgment, granting thee infinite power.
I don't know what's going on here. True justice. Cooperate as comrades and fight for justice and seek the truth.
All right.
Did that just jump to like from like 7 to 10 or something?
All right.
You can now view Satan, the most powerful persona of the Judgment Arena. Satan is the most powerful persona in the Judgment Arcana. Nietzsche by Satan confirmed. Oh, this game is fantastic. This game is automatically an 11 out of 10.
I'll be going now.
Hi, Chaco. I hope I'm not giving you spoilers. Because I know you're playing this right now. Oh damn what? This could be potential. Oh. Yeah, this is major spoiler territory, Chaco. So, I figured I'd at least warn you because I know you're playing through this right now. Oh, you're not watching? Okay. That's fine, I just wanted to
What
warn
good will
you.
this do, though?
Ah. That's fair.
Akechi-kun? Why are you here?
Why do you seem so surprised?
I needed my director to step in to get access, and I was directly responsible for this case.
Okay, that's fair, Chaco. I just figured I would warn you that there are spoilers here.
How did you get approval?
For the same reason you did. I am heading up the investigation team after all. It's only natural I'd have the right to interrogate our culprit as well, don't you think?
Oh, you do know the story beats. Okay. See, I didn't know that.
They assigned you command?
That was a joke, of course. I'm merely here to assist with the public security interrogation. I am surprised it's this far underground, though. There aren't any others incarcerated here, yes?
Oh.
Nobody would ever know if things got a little violent.
If I remember correctly, didn't you say there was another culprit besides the Phantom Thieves?
Yeah,
that
that's
was
fair.
but a lie I spread to set them up. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I had deceived you too, Sai-san. After all, if you wish to trick your enemies, you must first trick your allies.
So it was you. You're the one who sold out the Phantom Thieves. I need you to be clear with me. Who am I supposed to
I knew it was Akechi.
My God. You're referring to him, aren't you?
I knew Akechi was fishy all along.
Is there a problem?
Akechi-kun, does this phone look familiar to you?
Hmm? Excuse me? What is this phone?
It belonged to the leader of the Phantom Thieves. I believe you'll need it for your investigation.
Not personally. I was acting alongside the Phantom Thieves myself, remember?
True. This is undoubtedly a great accomplishment. Good luck in there.
Foolish woman.
I knew Akechi was fishy all along, and you guys didn't listen to me.
May I ask that you accompany me? Going in unarmed to interrogate a murderer makes me uncomfortable.
Huh? What are you...
What the fuck?
I owe you for all of this. Thanks. That's right. You and your little friends were vital to our plan, and now it will be completed. Your popularity truly was quite stunning. That just made using you all the more worthwhile.
I don't even remember that.
Have you finally pieced it all together? Case closed. This is how your justice ends.
Oh. What? 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 What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on here? I don't like this. No, 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 no. This is no bueno. This is no bueno. I don't like this at all.
Shido-san, my job is complete.
I've told you not to call me by name.
Hey, it's that dude!
Regardless, all that's left is to deal with the remnants.
Wait, what?
The continued deaths of these teenagers would be a bit much, don't you
I
think?
mean, there's a new main character?
I considered making it appear they had a falling out, but that would only amplify public frenzy. It would be best to have each of them meet with an unfortunate accident once the storm blows over.
Is there any possibility they'll want to avenge their leader?
No chance. They're nothing but cattle anyway. They have no backbone without his guidance. I will keep my eye on them just in case, though.
I'll be counting on you.
They will live their lives cowering in fear of death. An apt punishment for obstructing our work.
Make sure to kill that strange cat once you find it as well.
Understood, though I doubt there's anything to worry about. It's merely a cat, after all.
More importantly, they should be dealing with the suicide right about now. Things will become quite busy once the word gets out. I'll need to prepare my comments on the matter.
I must be prepared to deal with it on my end as well. Beyond that, what of the director of the Special Investigations Unit?
Perhaps he'll be struck by a mysterious illness sometime soon.
I don't like what's going on anymore.
It can't be. Even me.
Oh, that's a little terrifying.
Damn it.
That face,
Shit.
that face portrait is really terrifying.
What was all that about, showing him this phone? The Phantom Thief Alibaba? Who is this?
I am Alibaba, a member of the Phantom Thieves. I inquire as to your justice. Sai Nijima.
How do they know I have this?
Goro Akechi is evil. He didn't come to interrogate the captured Phantom Thief. He came to kill him.
We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
Don't trust the guard either. He's an accomplice as well. Now then, I'll tell you detailed steps to take. You must save him.
You want me to save him?
I don't know what's going on, I just know I don't.
What is it?
Nothing. Anyway, what brings you here? I thought you were done with your business.
Did anyone else stop by? Nobody?
There'd be no reason for anyone else to come down here.
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So it's all true.
Of course it's true. Is something the matter?
It's Akechi-kun. He had to take a sudden call, so he won't be able to make it down today.
Huh?
I've been asked to handle things instead.
You? But...
You know, if you stay here, they'll likely get rid of you to eliminate any evidence. I suggest you go into hiding at once if you value your life.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't say a word of what transpired here. Trust nobody. Forget this ever happened.
What's going on? I thought I had everything figured out and now it's all confusing again.
And now we return to our continued report. This morning, the police have announced that they've detained a suspect who may in fact be the leader of the Phantom Thieves group. The suspect is reported to be a young
Anchon,
man who is...
can I get you to look over here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he got caught. That group sure was something.
Yeah.
So the next shoot got me thinking. How about we have you do an idol thing, you know? That cool?
What a surprise. To think that the one behind all this is just a minor.
But considering how quickly they announced his arrest, the police must surely be confident in the outcome of this case.
Well, I'll be. Goodness, look at you now. It's been a while, Ryuji.
Huh?
You stopped visiting so abruptly, everyone was worried about you. It's your second year, right? Are you still doing track and field? I'd love to see you run again.
Also, the young man continues to remain silent, refusing to implicate any potential accomplices. However, considering the number of charges brought against him...
I wonder if something happened.
Yeah.
You seemed stumped for once. Not feeling it today?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not chiding you. Just do as normal at your own pace. With your skills, there's no need to worry about your future.
Normal. Right.
He's just a high school student. How do you think he was contacting the others?
The police here can search any online communications. His accomplices may slip up eventually.
Still, it seems the Phantom Thieves' most recent targets have gone comatose. Actual harm has been done here.
Given the lack of physical violence, their method is still a mystery. Regardless, the police are looking into attempted murder charges.
You never turned it in? That's quite the surprise. I thought I lost it this whole time.
I'm sorry.
Well, your grades are excellent, and you're student council president. I'm sure you'll be admitted anywhere you apply. That one Phantom Thief should have followed your example. You hear? It seems he was caught. Some high schooler. I wonder why he turned to a life of crime.
We also received information that the young man was placed on probation for assault.
Because of his previous record, he had to leave his hometown. Perhaps his motive lies there.
I believe your father can rest in peace now. That Phantom Thief could never have changed anything. Only a handful of people are qualified to alter the world. So you've been coming home late. That's what I've heard. I make a good playmate, you know.
We have breaking news. The young man being held in custody has committed suicide. The police have confirmed his death, although details have not been released. To repeat, the suspect has committed suicide while in
custody. This station will continue to report any further updates as they arrive.
It would be difficult to uncover his methods now. Perhaps that's why he decided to take this course of action.
It can't be.
You're shitting me. We got him.
What? What's... Am I just permanently in the Velvet Room now? I don't want to be in Horny Jail for all of eternity. Let me out.
It would seem as though you have been killed.
I don't want to be in here for all of eternity.
But why were you killed? Why did you have to die? Do you remember? It seems you forgot an important fact while your consciousness was hazy.
I don't even know what important fact I was...
Indeed, your death was a necessity for your escape from certain doom.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm fine, I'm totally okay.
What a tremendous plan. How might you be capable of executing such a feat? Well then, let us rouse the memories which are missing.
What's going on? The first time I sensed something was off. That's right, it was during the school festival.
Hey, they're going. You realized it too, then. It was our conversation about pancakes, right? There's no way he could have reacted like that if he hadn't heard me.
He's up to something.
Probably. It was your social studies trip. We met him in the hallway of that TV station. There's no way that this is the first time he's heard my voice. This whole deal feels sketchy.
You should be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get everyone on the same page right away. There's something else we want you to look into. One more person has been on our mind. If it's possible, I want to eavesdrop on their phone conversation. That'll be tough.
You can do it, Futaba.
I agree. I'd have to plant a bug directly on the phone. So it's impossible even for you. I didn't say it was impossible. Okay, I've got a plan. That's perfect.
Keeping it secret?
Don't worry, I'll tell you the details later.
Futaba's going to do something? I wonder if it'll be okay.
This is gonna be fun. I can't wait!
I see. So we're going to use this place.
It'll be a gamble.
Alright, Roy. I hope you get to feeling better soon. Thanks for stopping by for a short little while. Hope everything goes okay, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll talk to you later, though.
I think it's gonna work. You can't tell a thing.
It seems you finally remember.
Well, either way, I hope you get to feeling better soon.
This game is not over yet.
But I'm dead! How is this not over?
There are still things that must be done.
What, are you gonna bring me back to life? My memories are starting to become clearer. That's right. This is what really happened to me at that moment. What? But what? What? What the fuck is going on? This game is breaking my head. Catchy is Bay, what? Kid had it coming, lol. He went down easy. Where's the... I'm exhausted. Feels like my consciousness is about to fade away.
Hey, are you alright? Don't fall asleep until we reach our destination. Are you listening?
Could this be the effect of the drug wearing off? The memories I thought were gone are starting to come back.
Are you listening?
What were we talking about?
You weren't paying attention? Well, I guess I can see how you'd be lost in thought right now. Anyway, we need to talk about how to get out of this situation.
Futaba's monitoring of Akechi's phone has confirmed it. He did indeed have an ulterior motive.
It's on a completely different level than just that.
Not only was he trying to frame us, but he was the true culprit behind the mental shutdowns. His offer to assist us was simply a ploy to frame the Phantom Thieves and kill him. If we go into Sis's palace as he suggests, we'll likely be met by a large ambush of police forces.
I wish I would have known that sooner!
Gone. I know now what it means to feel a chill down my spine. Furthermore, he wishes to bring a police squad from reality into the palace.
How?
If the 8 of us can enter at once, it's not inconceivable to think a larger group is possible. He may even be able to bring in vehicles or other special pieces of equipment.
So, this really was just a setup to shift the blame onto us.
He made us go after Okumura. Then once we triggered the change of heart, he killed him. And he told us he had seen the true culprit, but it was him the entire time!
The whole time he was working with Makoto's sister, he was really just some homicidal maniac. Come on, we gotta take that bastard Akechi down. Isn't that recording we got enough proof to do it?
No. Akechi is merely a tool. His orders come from elsewhere. The grand mastermind behind this all. An unimaginable fiend capable of arranging the murder of a suspect inside of a police station.
Unless we find out who that is, we will continue being targeted even if we defeat Akechi.
But what means do we have of learning his identity?
We'll have to make Akechi say it. Though once we do, that mastermind will likely eliminate us.
I think that will be the case eventually, regardless of whether or not we learn his identity. The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because we're an easy target to blame for his crimes. If he realizes that's no longer possible and abandons that plan, he may opt to kill us immediately.
Damn it! So we don't got a choice but to go with that bastard's suggestion.
But if we go into the palace like we're told, he'll get arrested and then Akechi will kill him.
Palace. The palace.
Actually, there's something I'd like to say regarding...
Aha! We can use the palace to our advantage!
What's this all of a sudden?
There's a way. A way to get past Akechi and get the mastermind to lay off of us, all while learning his identity. Really?
You gotta be kidding me!
If he wants to kill the guy, why not let him?
Damn, that's cold.
That is, inside of a palace.
Yes, we could have him kill the cognitive version, all the while believing he killed the real one.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's it!
It seems that's our only option. Listen close, everyone. I have a plan for how we can carry this operation out.
But if the cognitive version dies, doesn't the real version die?
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent. However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down.
Wait, was Sojiro in on this? I probably
You're
have.
her sister, correct?
Makoto told me everything. Futaba-chan, I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble this past summer.
It's ancient history now.
Man, that goddamn detective.
Look who's here.
Wait, unless it's a cognitive person of another person's palace?
Hey, you big bastard.
How've you been?
I mean, I died.
You must be fine if you're joking around like that.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Still, how'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
Yeah, that's what but whose palace were we in for that to happen? Unless we were still in Nichima's palace.
I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
I didn't have time to explain.
Hey, shouldn't we tell boss what really happened?
We wanted to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
What?
What we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Hold on a sec. Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
It was Goro Akechi. You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
He messed up.
Akechi himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
That wasn't something we could simply bring up. We couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides, neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
True. Akechi was credited with the arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
God, I can't keep up with any of this stuff.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is then that means that we had to have been in someone else's palace, right?
Wait, so what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
He slipped up in regards to Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
Yes, Morgana can talk.
I think we broke him.
Sorry, was that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
Does that mean he said something just now as well?
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona talks like a normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality. It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
When we talked to Akechi at the school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it way earlier.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Oh.
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
Holy shit, that was subtle as fuck, yo! I didn't even catch it! I didn't even realize that!
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake.
Holy shit, that was kind of subtle, though.
That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse by then.
And since he was lying to us about that, we assumed he had a hidden motive behind contacting us.
See, I was suspicious of him for contacting us.
It seemed odd upon further thought. His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all.
We got lucky, though.
That said, we weren't so naive to overlook something like that.
That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone.
I pretended to be interested in checking the phone out, but I was actually planting my app. My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly. Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act!
After a few days of listening, this confirmed his betrayal.
Then I'll guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So they planned to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil. As will I, of course.
I knew he was acting strangely, but to think he was this far gone.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes.
On top of that, there's someone else commanding Akechi. Someone with great authority. So great that they can order an assassination in a police station. That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
We baited Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Oh, so it was back into her palace. Okay.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
What conditions?
First, we required a place inside the cognitive world that was the same as in reality.
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing.
Not till we got to school.
You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't any distortions around.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's good we have her heading up our operations.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi, but I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, sis. The reason I joined the Phantom Thieves was to heal your heart, after all.
My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all. I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
That goes for the both of us. We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
I'm sorry.
Go on.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse. First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room.
Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work. A perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow. However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush. As a result, even though we managed to grab the treasure, we couldn't get it out of the metaverse. Except that was all an act. We had prepared an empty briefcase beforehand, and merely acted like we were taking the treasure. This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
All I needed were the coordinates.
Seems like she used this laptop to remotely access the metaverse. Asking her about it now would drag the conversation on too long. I should talk to her later.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been victorious. It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room. Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
I definitely was not.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
It's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
I'm just glad I didn't die.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
In our experience, there is little danger when someone enters their own palace for so short a time.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well.
I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Huh. Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
God, these are some really smart people.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation. Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
True.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
I was.
I see.
I love how one of the answers is, don't remember drugs. Yeah, Makoto and Futaba are a brainy duo.
Either
Scary.
way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
If we could just tell you the true culprit's plan, I knew you'd realize the bigger picture. Realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we emerged victorious.
Then the reason you kept this a secret from me was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made Akechi kill a fake. But what did you do about the body?
The police never even checked it.
Huh?
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide. That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
The bad guys have that much influence?
Murder in a police station would be reckless otherwise. We also knew of a possible conspirator.
Thanks to Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand. And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray. As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Nijima-san's help.
I made sure nobody would check the morgue for his body, and thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him. The callous use of violence, and even drugs, is utterly abnormal. If he had lost consciousness and hadn't been able to tell Sis about the phone, he would have died. I'm truly glad you made it back safe.
It was close. Not gonna lie about that.
I almost became one of your assailants as well.
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion. Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe, but considering what we were up against.
Ryuji's a bit on the dense and carefree side.
Can it, cat?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry until we could confirm it in person.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander. What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you. You saved me, after all.
That's reassuring to hear.
I'll do whatever I can to help too. Just let me know.
Just let me keep making curry, man.
Let's take a break for now, though.
And
this
coffee.
old brain is pooped.
So I didn't know that the curry couldn't be used.
And feel free to use the
battle.
first floor when you guys want to get together to talk. You'll need a hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word, and I'll close shop early.
Are you sure?
This guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs. It's not like this place is the liveliest joint in town. It won't be a huge loss for me.
Let us accept his offer. What a great man.
Rawk.
That sounds familiar.
It's me, Akechi.
Enter.
That's the death certificate of the principal offender, correct? Is there a problem with it?
No, nothing in particular. More importantly, you've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death for the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
I had him work quite substantially on forging evidence. His loss should be mourned.
It was thanks to his efforts that I could enter the Phantom Thieves interrogation room, too.
The SIU is in disarray with his death. I'll take my time choosing a successor after the elections.
At any rate, I'm now praised as a hero, and I owe it all to the Phantom Thieves.
All possible hindrances are now gone. There's no doubt that this election is mine.
And on to our next story, the snap election for the House of Representatives. Discussion is swirling around potential nominees as the deadline for candidacy announcement nears. Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
Elections, huh? Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in them yet anyways.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Well, the Phantom Thieves are back together. We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
Have you figured out who's behind all this?
Akechi accidentally let that slip after the murder. He said, Shido-san.
Shido? Feels like I've heard that somewhere.
He is unmistakably a man of power if he has such strong connections to the police.
Shido? Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
Who?
I believe he's a politician. Remember Ryuji? You said his speech was too loud.
For real?
God damn it, Ryuji.
It's certainly possible that Shido is the mastermind.
Huh?
Do you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility. First, he would profit from damage done to the current administration by the psychotic breakdowns. He's maintained a negative stance toward the Phantom Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming election.
No!
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position and popularity is just him benefiting from the mental collapses.
We'll make him have a change of heart, no matter what it takes. Mom.
Shido, huh?
What is the matter?
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this, just based on the connections I had from my previous job. I think the one who crushed Wakaba's research and confiscated her materials was probably Shido. From the moment Wakaba died, I had a hunch he was involved. But there wasn't anything I could do, so I chose to protect Futaba and went into hiding.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
You guys would have definitely gone after him if I had.
That's kind of the point.
He would have just killed all of you, no doubt. That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases. It was then that I accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns. So I tracked down the whereabouts of that research data and met with the associated parties. Boss was one of those parties. I would never have imagined all of this was connected. The mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, Shido, and even the Phantom Thieves' actions.
Way back when, Shido kept saying he was going to be Prime Minister one day. Nobody believed him, though.
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister? What about the world?
The issue is simpler than that. This is nothing more than yet another selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah, we'll do it like always. Then let's check the nav.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister. Got a hit! Well, duh. It ain't a surprise he has one.
Where would the location be?
What kind of things go through a politician's head?
I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians frequent. Any ideas?
Either the Diet Building or election headquarters. I'm gonna say the Diet Building.
We got a hit!
Hell yeah.
How arrogant must he be to see himself as the ruler of the Diet Building?
Our next target's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right?
Don't we have to know what he views the Diet Building as? Kinda have to.
Hell yeah! Nobody against it?
Of course.
He will be a worthy opponent.
Let's win this together. Time for revenge. Then it's unanimous.
All we gotta do now is figure out what he thinks that Diet Building place is.
So that's the app that allowed me to enter the metaverse.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th. That means we need it done by the 17th.
It's best we hurry before they discover there's no body in the morgue.
Should we start tomorrow then? We can meet at the Diet Building after school.
That reminds me, what are you gonna do about school? You can't show up if you're supposed to be dead.
Miss Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
That's what I told the school.
Don't let him find out you're alive then, alright? This whole thing would be for nothing.
What do you mean?
This operation had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches. Shido tried to place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time.
The story is getting heavy. I get the feeling like we're near the end, though.
He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with assassinations. A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal.
We'll be making use of the police statement that the leader of the Phantom Thieves committed suicide. Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement. He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
Everyone's gonna flip.
You guys thought through all this stuff too?
We're intellectuals, you know.
Not you, Ryuji. You're dumber than a box of rocks.
That's why you needed such a daring trick as getting captured and appearing to be killed. What frightening teenagers.
But the true battle has only just begun. We won the first round, but we must stay on our toes.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating. These people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature. We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
I finally made it this far. It's already been 2.5 years since we met.
Back then, you earned the media's attention as a young politician who could rise up against bureaucracy. Because of that, those who wanted to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers. If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I dabbled in, I would have thought you insane.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic, and erased any trace of that scandal.
God, these two just really are evil to the core.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse or mental shutdown? And when someone like that said he'd support me, I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
Well, my faith in you was precisely why I pulled the plug on that research. I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
Any suspicions should be snubbed out. Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root. After all, we had an active public prosecutor's office director on our side, until recently.
Astounding, isn't it? To think the director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information. Well, I got that out of his shadow, so technically speaking, he did it himself.
This country's affairs have become stagnant. The political world is filled with old men who only act to preserve their own vested interests. The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
You think we could see the future off of his head if we shined it up real nice?
I must agree.
There's no need to be ruined along with such incompetent fools. I will lead this country to its revival. Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
I don't know about all that.
Still, it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals. Which is why I made them suspects. Prosecute the targets that I turn psychotic, and solve them as cases unrelated to you. And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
Thanks to your efforts, my clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion. Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception. With their management in my pocket, keeping them in check was easy.
When the Phantom Thieves emerged, I thought things might become somewhat troublesome.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Their popularity was a bit beyond my expectations, but flipping it made the negative press stronger. After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing. Even the government parties have begun splitting up, and they're dissolving just as planned. The time has finally come. Just a little more, and I will take the seat of Prime Minister. However, inauguration isn't my goal. That's when everything truly begins.
Let me guess, world domination.
I'll make this country rich for the sake of its selfish and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
In other words, you're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
Gee, how did I guess?
The public resonates with my ideals and follows me. And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided. That is my duty as the chosen one. Your assistance has been very influential in making my plans proceed smoothly.
You think influential until I bust in your chrome dome.
When I become Prime Minister, I'll grant whatever wish you want.
With this most recent case, my name has become known across the country, perhaps even the world. Surely my story will be passed down as a hero who won against monsters that could control people's hearts. I believe I'll lay low and devote myself to my studies.
I suppose with your age, you wouldn't come up with debauched desires.
I am thinking about the future, though.
Criminy.
Well, how do I put this?
Looks like things have finally settled down. Life's gonna get real busy for you starting tomorrow, right? Get some rest.
Well then.
The Chief's right, let's take it easy for today.
So?
Oh, by the way, the police report on your death isn't gonna show up at your school. No need to worry. Seems prosecutor Nijima worked out some kind of deal with the higher-ups or something. I mean, they haven't even said anything to me even. As long as you stay quiet, you'll be fine.
How do I put this?
And I guess if they reported your death now, they'd basically be saying you were Phantom Thieves. They can't really go announcing what Phantom Thieves are, so I'm sure they'll avoid that. At any rate, I'm glad you're back safe and sound, but even that's putting it too lightly. You got a rough in it, didn't you? Don't worry about it. Kachi was after you all along. I knew it was risky, but we had no choice but to depend on him. But thanks to your tenacity, you were able to fool him. It's payback time. Let's make him regret underestimating the Phantom Thieves.
Remember how I hijacked your phone during the school trip? That kinda came in handy.
How so?
Well, remember how I put that wiretap app in Akechi's phone? Basically, that let me see GPS info for 2 phones, yours and his. I'd be able to tell the precise moment Sai Nijima, who had your phone, ran into Akechi. That's when I saw my chance, and beep, sent the signal to activate the Metaverse Navigator. But there was a chance they'd just pass each other without saying a single word. That's why we needed you to tell Sai Nijima to show the phone to Akechi.
This plan still surprises me no matter how many times I hear it.
Still, I couldn't just directly hack into the Metaverse Nav. It's a mysterious app after all.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
But you know how it has that bookmark function? All you have to do is push the button. Making the phone think he was pushing that button was totally doable. Pretty good, huh?
I'm gonna head back then.
I guess I'll head home. Go to bed, alright? Sleep.
Guess you won't be going to school for a while. Don't worry about it. This'll be a breeze compared to what we've had to face so far.
I don't know about that.
And we'll have all the time to come up with the plans together. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care what happens to Shido, one way or the other. But when I consider the fact that he's your enemy, I naturally think he's my enemy as well. I'm going to stay with you until the very end. Well then, we should get to sleep. You know, something that Futaba said before, when you were in a pinch in the palace, she picked up a reading of someone who came to your rescue. Was that...
It was Kasumi.
So it was Yoshizawa. Then we'd better let her know you're safe now. And I'll even lend you a hand with that.
Oh boy.
There's no point in even having an election. Shido's gonna win.
Of course, he's the only reliable politician there is. Plus, the current government has been getting wrapped up in scandal after scandal.
Poor Ryuji having to listen to all this.
Even more importantly, there's just an aura about him. Like he can fix whatever problems we have.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me who does it. I just want to see our society back on track. Especially after it turned out those Phantom Thieves were nothing more than scum in the end.
I'll show you.
I heard you went home, so I announced it during homeroom. But that's a lie, right? How'd you know? I just knew. Planning something with Sakamoto-kun and the others too, huh? Well, try not to trouble the school or the parents, okay? Also, make sure you're keeping up with your studies. I handle your housework as long as you request me. Is it true that the leader of the Phantom Thieves died? How could the police still let him commit suicide in jail? They need to get their shit together.
Cut that out!
Quiet down, you're in class. Break's been over for quite some time now. I swear, you're like monkeys in a zoo. Oh yeah, I received word from Hawk's family that he'll be absent for a bit. Jeez, what do people think school is anyway? It's almost time. Hey, it can't be true, can it? Please tell me that you're okay. I'm all good. Oh, thank God you're safe. The suicide report is all over the news, and Miss Kawakami said you went back to your homeroom. I was honestly worried about contacting you. Even Sakamoto was dodging the question when I tried to ask him. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. By the way, the fan site is a real mess right now. But I'll keep supporting you from the shadows. Good luck.
Hey.
You don't need to worry about it in here, but try not to do anything to draw attention. Anyway, today's a day off, so eat your curry and take it easy. You can take your time with it too. It's not like any customers are going to be showing up.
Okay.
Let's try and think of the keyword once the Chief's curry has energized you. Hey, have you guys figured out the keyword to Shido's palace yet? I've tried all sorts of stuff, but no luck so far. It is hard to understand the thought process of a criminal mastermind like him. You know, I've been wondering, if he's been behind all those mental shutdowns, doesn't that mean all the weird accidents from the past few years were his fault? Like that subway accident back in April? Now that you mention it, that accident lost the Minister of Transport his job. Wait, are you trying to say Shido caused that accident? But it's the subway! Does he not care at all about innocent lives? This man seems to be truly unbelievable. Supposedly there are still tons of victims from that in the hospital even now. Masayoshi Shido. How many has he killed over the years? How could we ever understand what goes on in the mind of such a horrible man? And wouldn't it be faster if we just go there and try and think about it on site? Let's try that! If we were going to go, I'd like Rawk to join, but that'd be okay. Won't somebody spot him there? And we'll probably figure out the keyword in no time once we're there. Plus, I can throw off anyone who tails us with my blazing speed. Alright, let's have Rawk join us then. Remember though, we're going with the intent of not being seen. Okay, let's meet in front of the Diet Building and force that bastard's palace open.
Alright, let's head to the Diet Building. Make sure you aren't discovered, okay?
You going out?
What's the plan?
You gotta be kidding me. You realize you're done for if you get caught, right? Ugh. The stunts you pull sometimes. Just don't stay out too late.
Akechi isn't here.
It's like the government building in Japan. That's all I know about it.
Let's begin at once.
Police cars are making rounds, so we can't stay here too long. We already have Masayoshi Shido and Diet Building. All we need is what he thinks of this place.
Maybe Mount Fuji, since it's the highest place in the country?
Conditions have not been met. What about a mansion?
Since he's going to subjugate everyone as Prime Minister, perhaps a school?
What about an arena, like the Colosseum?
Imperial Palace?
It's no good.
I thought we would have gained entry by now. Maybe we shouldn't have called you here.
Hey, you think he's guarding his whole palace with a barrier? Shido stole the cognitive science research, right? Well, maybe it had some special move written in it.
Is that even possible?
Who knows? I've got no idea.
There was nothing like that in the notes I saw.
Anyways, what kind of person is Shido? I can't figure him out.
I did some light research on him last night, but I couldn't get a grasp on the type of man he is.
He's scum.
That man over there is probably a legislator, right? I'll try asking him. Excuse me, I'm a member of the newspaper club at my high school. May I speak with you for a moment?
Sure.
What kind of person is Representative Shido? What's he think about the national diet?
His stance is dedication for country. It's how he's garnered everyone's trust. He's an admirable man of action, with a first-class determination. I'd say he's a model politician. I believe that he'll help create a wonderful future in which young adults like you can live in ease.
An exemplary answer. It makes sense he wouldn't tell teenagers anything unnecessary.
Look over there. He's on a walkie-talkie.
Wait, is it about us?
That doesn't look good.
We should leave at once. Tomorrow's the day off, so let's have an early strategy meeting. Meet at LeBlanc, okay? We should all think about this tonight.
Well, that was a flop.
The criminals calling themselves the Phantom Thieves are no more.
That's what you think, buddy.
However, I believe that this country's citizens are still living their days in anxiety. These scandals only increase our distrust of the current government. As a citizen myself, I am enraged.
Look who's talking.
What does it mean to be a politician with responsibility? Working toward personal gain without consideration of the country is outrageous.
Tell that to every country in the world.
The election's public notification is tomorrow. But no matter where I go, people are cheering for Shido.
Everyone's being deceived so easily.
I tried looking Shido's interviews up online. They all sound so goddamn fake. I checked his profile as well, but I couldn't find much outside of his title and education. He's currently 53 years old and has gone from being a metropolitan assemblyman to a representative. Though he is a cabinet minister, he split from the ruling party to form the United Future Party.
Shido's a cabinet minister? For real?
He was especially appointed to the position. That's his current title. Apparently, he also won a contest for who people would most like to have as their boss.
Even the news sites write about him as though he's assured to become the Prime Minister.
If only we could find out what the meaning behind. If only we could find out the meaning behind Shido's words.
In order to save this country that has been tainted by villains, social reform is essential.
Ugh.
What's with the love for Shido? I get no one knows the truth about him, but it still creeps me out. Yeah, we're probably not going to be going anywhere for a while, which kind of sucks. Spit over 10,000. We're now a black rank member. Nice. Oh, hi Lucas. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see what else we can buy now. Oh, we can't. We can't look at anything else, right? Let's do the keyword. Not to sleep, because you can't do anything. Everything's going okay. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good, yeah.
Last one. Diamond mine.
Conditions have not been met. No good.
How many do we miss? Perhaps he truly does have a barrier up. Right?
God damn it, Ryuji.
That's not something to be excited about.
We know all the way up to Diet Building, too.
So you enter keywords into the Metaverse Navigator.
Boss, can you turn the TV on? Shido might be on it.
Sure thing.
Goro Akechi. Him and his stupid composed face.
So, Akechi-san, is it true you withdrew yourself from the media as part of your plan to capture the Phantom Thieves?
I truly apologize for causing such a stir. Honestly, it required a lot of courage to openly oppose them when their popularity was at its peak. I mean, people often lashed out at me online and whatnot.
Then was it also your plan when you said they weren't at fault after their popularity declined?
That was to catch them off guard. I could say I applied my profiling knowledge. Once they lost public support, someone they thought was their greatest enemy lent a hand. That's the same strategy used in romance, wouldn't you agree?
You can go fuck off, sir.
Why is he being treated as an ace detective of justice?
It's not just on TV or online. Newspapers, magazines. I see his face everywhere.
On the other hand, no one's hoping for our comeback on the fan site. Like, at all.
The Phantom Thieves are evil. Shido and Akechi are just. It should be the other way around.
They're manipulating information using the media.
Yeah, that's what politicians like to do.
Leaving Akechi aside, we'll get back at him later. Our main issue is Shido.
Were there any instances before when you didn't know the palace keywords?
Well, there was the time with Futaba.
We didn't know anything about her, so all we could do was make conjectures.
Then why don't we just go directly and see Shido?
That's impossible. He's surrounded by bodyguards and followers all the time.
There's no way high school students can get an appointment with him either.
Well, we do have an adult with us.
No, that's still impossible. Besides, that's too dangerous a method.
Well, this is a problem.
What's with the ruckus outside?
To everyone gathered before Yunginjaya Station.
Isn't that an election campaign car?
Oh, right! The candidates are currently campaigning!
That voice.
I apologize for the commotion. I am Masayoshi Shido.
Wait, did he just say Shido?
Yeah, he did!
Sounds like the same voice I heard back then.
Hmm? Man, talk about being lucky! We can go check him out without an appointment now!
Hey, Ryuji ran off toward the station. This way. Hurry! And by the way, did something happen? You didn't seem well a moment ago.
Now is the time to rebuild.
This does not seem like a good idea at all.
Our government is littered with scandals, and criminals have taken a strong foothold in our society. Such a disgraceful past must be discarded.
Yeah, how convenient
We
indeed.
must set sail into a new future of dreams and hope. So our children who carry the burden of the next generation can be proud of their country. So our nation can once again become a powerful one with abundant wealth and luxury. So our beautiful home will be acknowledged as the best country in the world.
Alright, Lucas, thanks for stopping by.
I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me, Masayoshi Shido. Let us all set sail toward a happy future, together. I hope to continue serving you all.
Yeah, again, Lucas, thanks for stopping by. He's probably already gone, but...
Is that the guy? You guys wait here. I'll go get intel for us.
Wait!
Hey! Yo, Shido-san!
Stand back.
I just want to talk to him for a sec.
He's a busy man.
The hell? Ain't he supposed to hear a citizen's comments?
That's enough, brat.
You're that asshole we met at the hotel before, at the elevators. Oh, I'm sorry. So you can butt in front of other people if you're in a hurry?
What are you talking about?
That moron! Come on, stop!
But these guys...
Hey, kid. You don't want to know what happens when you cross me.
Voice.
It seems the customer base has changed since I was here last. Have they started a daycare? This ain't a show. Get lost, kid. Damn brat! I'll sue!
This man, there's no mistake. He's the same man as the one from before.
What are you looking at? This country is filled with clueless children. I worry for Japan's future. Let them go. My next appointment is coming up.
What a piece of shit. So what do you think after seeing him in person?
He's why I got arrested.
Wait, he's the jerk you told us about before? The same guy? For real? Seriously?
You're sure, aren't you? Shido's the one who ruined your life.
Holy shit. I don't believe it.
Let's get going, okay?
Shido's the guy who set you up?
What kind of fate brought you two back together?
A really sick and twisted one. I want to know myself.
Talk about a destined connection. Shido was involved in the cognitive research too, right? This can't be dismissed as just a coincidence.
hell's going on here?
I would love to know that myself, Soichiro.
Shido was already a politician then, yet he sued a student and ruined his future? He must have pulled some strings so that his name wouldn't be mentioned. Furthermore, he also would have had to force that woman into making a false statement.
He would do anything. We're talking about a man who ordered a hit inside the police station.
He's got a point.
He can't sit still until he crushes whoever opposes him, no matter how trivial. He's always been that way.
What a piece of shit.
You can say that again, Ryuji.
What a piece of shit.
Oh, I love that feature.
Children are the future, my ass. What he's saying and doing are completely different.
But now that we found out who did it, can't something be done about his record?
Once the courts have made a judgment, overturning that decision will be difficult. It'd barely be possible even if proof of innocence is presented and Shido admits to his crimes.
At any rate, we need to trigger a change of heart in him.
Be that as it may, Shido's outer appearance and his true face are wholly different.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's beyond hypocritical. It's as if he's an entirely different person. He speaks about the good of the country. It makes me wonder what really is on his mind.
That man's full of ambition to rise in the world. He only thinks of the weak as stepping stools for his success.
He treats himself as an elite man while looking down on others. That's the worst.
Yes, we know how much of a dickhole this guy is. Why are we continuing to elaborate that?
I assume the key word for what he believes the Diet building is will be despicable too.
It must be something self-centered and completely different from politics.
Someone like him needs to be punished as soon as possible.
Let's head to the Diet building again right after school tomorrow. I feel we'll get it this time.
Stewing over it won't get anywhere. We have to do this.
Yep. The guy behind everything turned out to be your archenemy. What an oddly poetic twist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those clothes. He'd stand out if everyone else is wearing their school uniforms. It might be a good idea to wear your uniform when you head out. Still can't go anywhere.
Well then.
I'll help you out. Let's get some payback on Shido.
Yeah.
We're all meeting up in our uniforms tomorrow. Don't forget to get changed. Should wear my school uniform when I head out tomorrow. I've actually been paying attention to the news lately. Aren't you proud of me? Don't you leave it on hoping that Akechi will be there. Well, not that I blame you. He's a real hero. I think Masayoshi Shido is even more amazing, though. He's the first politician I've ever believed in. Oh, I know the Shido-san, too. Sounds like he really wants to improve the country. Can't they see they're being lied to? We have to do something. It's not true that the Phantom Thieves leader died, right? Everything's fine. I'm not actually dating any of the people in the game right now. Thank goodness. There's no way that the Phantom Thieves could be defeated. Man, it's such a relief to hear things are okay. Well, if you need anything, I'll be at the arcade. Yeah, not that I can go anywhere.
Security guards became suspicious of us last time, so we can't stay here for long. But we still have no hit.
Think it's a barrier after all?
Where'd your enthusiasm from yesterday go?
Shut up. The real game starts at 2 outs.
Enough chatting. You should only be thinking about the keyword.
The citizens are secondary. He only cares about his own well-being and that of his lackeys.
He wants to become Prime Minister. even if it means trampling on others.
Fortune, rich people.
Hey, can you think of anything based on what you've heard from him? Just try saying anything. It doesn't matter if you guess.
Incompetent fools like you just need to shut your mouths and follow where I steer this country.
A ship?
Steer?
Oh!
It was a match?
What? The Diet Building's a ship? What kind of scenery will that be? The actual building's on land.
I can't even begin to imagine what it will be like.
Well, whatever it is, looks like there are no barriers.
Oh, shut up! Let's hurry up and go in.
Are we clear of the guard's sight?
Get closer to the wall just in case. All right, do it.
Evil Mickey time! Ooh.
Did anything change? We went in, right?
Security guards seem to be gone, but it's difficult to tell for certain. This seems to be similar to what happened with Sis's palace.
But this time, the Diet Building remains unchanged.
The gate wasn't open earlier, though.
Wait, look! Mona's appearance is different.
That means we're definitely in a palace.
Come on, let's go take a look.
Oh boy.
How's it look over there? See anything?
Nah, it's totally normal.
I'll check it out.
Huh?
What the heck?
What's up, Futaba? Futaba?
What is it?
The hell?
Holy shit. Ha 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 ha. It's literally on a ship.
Even though this country may sink, he alone will survive.
Oh look, it's Sonic Adventure.
That's
oh.
what this cognition is about, huh?
This is bullshit! A country that children can be proud of my ass is completely sunken in his head. If a guy like this stands above everyone, we're seriously done for.
This is beyond ridiculous.
The same goes for Akechi. He should have seen this scenery as well. Yet he still aided Shido.
What in the world is he thinking?
The world
Whether it be for glory or for simply a reward. My father died because of someone like this.
We gotta sink Shido instead of this country.
A palace with not just the center of the distortion, but the entire country sunken. I can't believe there's someone with this tremendous of a desire. Be careful. This will be completely different from past palaces.
We're definitely gonna take his treasure.
Business as usual.
Come on, what a lame way to start this off.
No? I think that's how it should be. We haven't failed yet, so if we calmly give this our all, the results will surely follow. We must put an end to this by December 17th, the day before the elections.
Let the infiltration begin. Time to pay him back for setting us up into a trap.
Wait.
For goals aren't changed, I guess you don't see us as a threat yet, huh? Speaking of that, shouldn't Rawk have been disguising himself on the way here? Seeing someone in disguise with a bunch of kids in school uniforms would be super weird. But we won't have to worry about any of that once we steal the treasure. Let's do this. Okay, so... What do we want? let's move on.
Hey! Thanks!
Indeed.
Also, Yoshishido's palace. Wonder what awaits us within. Let's go find out. It's time we begin our infiltration. Also, technically, there's a Yoshi in here, Gabe, because he's Masa Yoshi. So there is technically a Yoshi in the game, and there goes the change. Understand why you might already see us as a threat. But why are even the passengers wearing masks? You think they're trying to be the Phantom Thieves like Thor was with that beauty thief stuff? That's quite enough.
It looks like.
Whatever the reason, it reflects Shido's mentality. Surely he doesn't do what is normally. Ha! I got you.
You're right.
Even the insane nature of his distortion, I'm surprised they even look like people.
Listen up.
It's very likely we'll end up with battles from here on forward. Be on your guard, everyone. Oh.
Huh? What?
Joker, an enemy! It's attacking us with all these people around.
The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
Guard dog is
You oppose us!
It's fine.
Oh, Peacock. Nice.
Persona!
Theodine.
Come! Go down!
Persona! How's this?
Okay, resist.
Sonic.
Nice,
Oh,
Joker.
nice.
Just at the last second. The opponent is strong. Don't do anything reckless.
Yes! Bullseye!
Hell yeah.
Oh, is this a show of sorts? Mr. Shido never fails to keep his guests entertained.
Indeed. Those privileged enough to be on this ship are all on the winning team.
What's with these people? Why do they not feel any danger after what they just witnessed?
It seems they think no harm will come to them because they're here on Shido's ship.
They're not even sensing the danger. Come on, let's make him see what this ship really is.
I got a jip out of the woods. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, he's going the other way. Okay, okay. That was close.
I can feel it.
God, he's got a 40% power level. Let's change that a little bit, shall we? There we go.
This is...
I can sense the treasure's presence. It's that way. Let's go, guys. This way.
Hey!
But that's a save room right there, Mona! It cannot be this
These
easy.
huge doors are obviously suspicious. Wonder what's through here.
There's slots to stick in something like a key card. Whoa, there's 5 of them.
475 people in favor. 0 against.
I hear something.
Since there is no one against the plan, this bill will be unanimously passed as drafted.
Passed? What's going on? Was that Shiro's voice?
If this truly is the representatives' chamber as written, beyond here must be the main assembly hall.
The what now?
Goddamn it, Ryuji.
It's that large conference room that's usually seen on the news.
Oh, that thing! Gotcha. So, what are they doing inside?
Most likely a meaningless vote. One in which whatever Shido proposes will always go unopposed.
So he's doing whatever he wants by keeping only his supporters in there.
What do we do to get in, though? Should we find these keycards?
Maybe we need some kind of qualification. One that vows to be his follower or swear loyalty.
So basically, we need to prove that we're on his side.
I don't know.
Let's just go about this rationally. It's so we can proceed forward.
But what's this qualification thing about?
Why don't we ask the guests on this ship?
That's a good idea, but it's a little dangerous.
That thought never crossed my mind.
Asking around doesn't sound like a bad idea. The guests here are the cognitive versions of them in Shido's mind. They'll know any secrets he shared.
True. You have a point.
That said, the ruler here is that evil Shido. It wouldn't surprise me if they did turn hostile.
Right. Yeah, wouldn't they attack us?
We should prepare for the worst, of course. But I think we'll at least be able to talk to them. This ship is most likely an ark loaded with those that Shido believes are worth keeping alive. It'd explain the luxury cruise ship. I doubt idiots who can't even hold a conversation would be here.
We can at least gather information. It helps that everyone's wearing masks. We'll blend in even with our attire.
He must believe that no one shows their true face to anyone else. Just like him.
Well then, let's split up and ask around.
Great.
Well then.
Looks like everyone's taking off to go gather intel. There's no doubt, I can sense the treasure behind this door. Looks like we've already hit the jackpot. Let's go talk to the others. One of the VIPs used to belong to nobility. That must be why you can enter the sacred place. Where it's not easily seen either. Why would someone of his stature always be by the poolside? Well, they must like it there for some reason, but I don't think it's the swimming.
Hey!
Beyond this door is the VIP area. The main assembly hall is a sacred place. Looks like we can't get inside unless Shido accepts us. Yoink. Oh, you have the elegance and refinement so sorely lacking in the ordinary citizenry. My such flattery, a high-class aura emanates from you as well. So you noticed. Most certainly. Guys, tell me when I try to talk to him. Do I look that much like I don't got any money? Is it because of the skull mask or something? Jesus, if I could talk, that would be fantastic. Some kind of sadist for making me get info from complete strangers, Joker. But I'll do it. I'm gonna avenge my mom.
Look, a treasure chest.
I don't know if those are usable or what. I'm guessing these are all just passive. Masquerade mask, nice. Oh, there's a shadow.
commotion might ruin our ability to gather intel. Let's leave it alone for now. Yeah, I wasn't gonna fight it with just myself and Mona anyways. Oh, hey. There you are, Haru. I'm not entirely sure how to speak to people here. I either remain silent or spoke in simple pleasantries during father's business relations. Fine. Even Mr. Oy is VIP. Oh, that was female. I just saw him at the restaurant. I think an important politician like him has been invited here. Well, support in the political world should mean mental shutdowns are as viable as ever. I'm Cornelius. I wonder if there's any way I can get to know him better myself. If you wish. Hearing people speak so casually about the mental shutdown business is my But it seems as though we need certification from 5 VIPs to become a special customer. These people are willing to share anything, perhaps because their faces are hidden.
Hey!
Oh. There you are. So that is the president of the TV station. Indeed, Mr. Shido has quite a large circle of acquaintances. It seems you have to be at least that important to be considered a VIP. I'm truly envious. Why don't you go play the slots with him? That might get his attention.
Indeed.
It appears these people all want to be accepted as one of Shido's special customers. By the way, I've gained some information on the VIP. We should discuss later.
Joker!
Joker, there's something I've noticed too. There's this only looks like a map over here. Why don't we go check it out? Just as I thought.
Nice!
We'll definitely be able to use this for our hands. Let's take it with us.
Well then.
But a bit of a pencil. We never want to grip and go over it all now. How did it go for all of you? Not great, but not bad either.
Well,
I was able to get a bit of intel as well. We should sort through what all of us gained for now. Let's take a look at the map we obtained earlier. Found what appears to be a safe room. Right here.
Whoa!
Oh, it's close. Perfect. Let's go over our intel there.
Joker!
Joker, we're gonna head over to the safe room so we can, like, discuss and stuff. Well, I'm gonna go on a brief intermission real quick. So we'll be right back. And until then, I'm going to leave you guys with some clips.
You cursed yourself, games! You brought this upon yourself. Alright, that's Senko. What the fuck? What was that? Should be able to make some. Oh god. Oh fuck! I was not expecting to run into that. Oh, are you okay there, Toad? I need to remember to clip that because that Toad was having issues. For some reason, thought that was a spook. Look at him! It's like he's dancing as he's walking. Oh fuck! Oh no! What? What? What the fuck just happened? That was some bullshit! Nah. That was some Bullshit! Alright, and we are back. I'm gonna guess that Reaction Games was to the Golden Sun clip.
Still, this is a surprise. All the cognitive guests in this palace seem like real humans. The casino earlier looked pretty real too, but talking with these guests was a whole nother story.
You have that right.
This ruler's observational skills and insight are off the charts. Shido's a formidable foe.
Ah!
Come on,
That's
no
a
need
good
to freak
song,
out.
though! It's a good song.
I'm not freaking out. I was just thinking it'll be easier to make a plan since they can talk normally. Alright. Let's put together the information we gathered.
Huh.
So we're gonna get a letter of introduction from the 5 VIPs? And those letters become the key cards?
You're right.
Exactly. Now let's go over what all of us have learned. First, according to my intel,
Seems.
one of the VIPs is an influential politician by the name of Uwe. He's supposedly seen at the restaurant at night and sits at a table near the window. I'll go next. I heard about a prominent VIP who used to be nobility? They said he's usually by the pool.
Please hear me out.
Next is my intelligence. Seems the president of a television station is also a VIP. He always plays slots at night. It would seem he spends his money quite lavishly. Crap, I'm starting to forget people already.
Hey, listen!
Next is my turn. For real? Even you got info? Of course, I eavesdrop. Supposedly one of the VIPs is the president of an IT company. He's always in his room and reportedly enters from an exclusive hallway.
Listen up!
Well, then I'll close this out. How the hell did you get info with your looks? It seems like some guy they call the Cleaner is another VIP. I've heard that he's cautious, so it's probably best if we check the other VIPs first. Cleaner. I wonder what they mean by that. Wait a minute. After all the VIPs we lifted, this one's a cleaner? Is he really a VIP? Supposedly. I'm sorry, I couldn't get any information. Me neither, so don't worry about it, okay? Let's just work harder during the battle. You're right, I'll do my best. There's a bigger problem, you know. My memory's, not so great. Anyways, who was who? Goddamn it, Ryuji.
It's no use. I can't keep the profiles of 5 people straight in my head.
I can only remember about 2 of them. What about you, Joker?
My memory is
Really?
pristine.
Wow! We're up against 5 people. The politician Owe, a former noble, a TV station president, an IT company president, and a cleaner. We get certification from them and obtain letters of introduction that'll serve as keycards. But only go for the cleaner after the other 4 have been dealt with, right?
Whoa, now that's impressive! You go, genius!
If we can't remember the details on the VIPs, let's reconvene inside a safe room. Alright, let's get this done quickly. Hey!
We know how to get into the main assembly hall now. Should we head home? Huh? You wanna go back already? There are people in here with special letters. That means Shido trusts them to a certain extent. It would be best to consider them as powerful individuals. We do not want to get too hasty. Let us take our time here.
Well...
I guess we do have a little time to spare. Well then, let's head back for today. There is something I want to do, and we have access to the Velvet Room.
Do you need something?
And as weird as this is gonna seem, I want to resummon Arsene and level them up.
You certainly.
Justine, you handle this.
These are the paths you have walked. This persona, you can hold no more personas.
Oh, I have to get rid of some, huh?
The inmate needs our guidance.
Let's execute him!
Gather them. Let us begin the search.
Now Now choose. Do you really need this? Select the skills you'd like to inherit.
It will receive significant power. Girls, let us begin.
Need to make room for one more.
Do you really need this? Do you really need this?
Well, actually,
Select
yeah.
the skills you'd
This would
like
be
to
a very
inherit.
good.
Its power will be nothing unusual. My.
Okay, so we've cleared up a little bit of room now.
Finished for now. Justine, you handle this. Read here. Is this what you want? You'll withdraw this persona? This is your power.
And then if we go to a high-level DLC one, we can use it for a bunch of XP.
Is this what you want? You cannot afford this.
Oh, shit.
This persona, a fee is required. This is your power. Are you finished?
Wait.
What? The inmate power requires sacrifice. So, sacrifices lead to...
This is what the persona. This may be a bit gruesome.
Dream Needle. Nice. Huh. Nevadoon. Okay, so now I need to go summon another.
Finished for now? Justine, you handle this. Read here.
Could summon that one and give it a fuck ton of XP. You know what, we'll do
Is this what a fee is required? Then accept this persona. Time for some power requires sacrifice.
Oh, I can't do that yet.
You
I'll have
changed
to do
run
it later.
already?
I'm not gonna use that level 91. I'm just gonna use it to
It
straighten
is
up
time,
percent.
inmate.
So I'll probably have to wait for another time.
Okay.
Alright, Joker, let's retreat. Now returning to the real world from Shido's palace. Thank you for your hard work. So next time we go into the palace, I'll be strengthening up our men.
Yo.
Oh, you're back. So this is it, huh? For Futaba too. Thanks. Do what you need to. I'll try to help any way I can.
Just don't be reckless, got it? That palace is an accurate portrayal of Shido's nature. What do you mean? I have to agree. I'm sure he's quite used to traveling, especially on extravagant ships. And it should be obvious he's not using his own money for it. There are all sorts of rumors online. Oh, I get it, he's using tax money? Not cool, Shido. I think he believes that which belongs to others in turn belongs to him. Even people's lives. That is correct. This country will be a miserable place if Shido becomes Prime Minister. Now let's change his heart. Right. We gotta pay him back for what he did to Rawk, too. There we go.
Hey!
I'll brew some coffee. Get some of that coffee so we can use some in battle.
Whoa.
Yes!
Yes.
All right.
All right. More coffee facts. What a rich flavor. This is Colombian Bucaramanga Supremo.
Let me explain.
The high altitude, rainy climate, and soil of the Colombian mountains creates a strong foundation for their high quality coffee. Supremo indicates the large size of the bean, and Bucaramanga is where it is grown. It has a rich, sweet taste with a mild acidity. Delicious. I'm impressed, although you'll never catch up to me. I like your coffee. I'm overjoyed to have a competent apprentice. Allow me to act as your lead for a little longer.
Well then.
Resting indeed.
It's me. Sorry, I know you're tired. It'll be a sec, just hear me out. I've decided what I want to do with Shido after going into his palace. We can't let him run free. If there's a heart we gotta steal, it's definitely gotta be his.
That's right.
Yeah. Man, you knew this whole time, huh? I want to avenge you, that's a no-brainer, but that's not it. If we let him run the country, the weak will be totally effed. Isn't it our duty to protect them?
We'll protect them till the end.
Remember when I told you that heroes who lurk in the shadows are boring? Well, forget what I said. Those heroes are way cooler. Hey, once we change Shido's heart... no, never mind. Forget it. Let's do it. Let's steal that bastard Shido's heart. I'll do everything I can to make it happen. Thanks for listening to me. See ya.
Oh boy.
Hey.
It's almost time. Were you able to sleep last night? I slept pretty well. I'm impressed. Whatever happens, you always manage to just shake it off. You're finally facing off against your archenemy. I don't know about this, but don't get impatient. But geez, it's been getting cold lately. We might freeze to death before we can change his heart. Let's look to see if we can find anything to help us get warm. A heater, huh? Oh, this is good. It's so warm.
Hey!
Once we take care of Shido... What's wrong? Well, I was just thinking, this might be the last job for the Phantom Thieves. Everyone's goals and ambitions, they're all linked to taking down Shido. That's how I feel. We all became Phantom Thieves for our own reasons. We weren't just playing around. Outside of the Phantom Thieves, you also have friends who have been helping you. They believe in you. We have an important battle ahead of us, and we only made it this way because of them. All this way because of them. There's no guarantees we'll make it out of this. See them as much as you can so you have no regrets. Alright, I understand. Rawk, I'm with you all the way to the end. The upcoming battle is personal, so we'll do it your way. Now you can fight Shido on your terms. Hell yeah. Hasn't Hawk been taking a lot of days off? I wonder if it's got something to do with his record.
Okay, quiet
I don't
down.
know if I mentioned this before, but Hawk-kun is back at his family's home. It's a personal matter, so don't go spreading rumors. How long can we keep this up? We need to take care of things before we get caught.
Hey, are you sure it's okay for him to be down here working right now? I mean, wouldn't it be bad if a Shujin student walked in and saw him?
Don't worry about it.
Welcome.
Oh no.
What did I just say?
Nah, still fine.
Senpai? You're not like a stunt double or something, right?
Long time no see.
Same to you. Wait, that's not my point.
Well, are you pleased? I'm the one who set this up. A little surprise from me to you. I asked Futaba to do me a favor.
And I asked Ryuji to pass the message along to Kasumi.
I knew you'd be wiped out for a while, so I made sure to give you time to recover first.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm just so happy.
No one cares about my scheme?
Nope.
Well, it looks like you know what's been going on with him. Take a seat, why don't you? No reason to stand around. I'm going out for a bit to grab some groceries. I'll let you all get caught up with each other.
So you're Yoshizawa-san, right? Well, what's up? It's a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, nice to meet you as well, Sakura-san.
Could you at least figure out whether to be polite or casual?
Shut up! Don't you underestimate my people anxiety. Mona tells me that you helped him out in that palace a while back. We are awfully grateful for that.
Oh no, it was my pleasure. He's usually the one who helps me out. Not only that, I'd promised to repay his kindness to me, no matter what.
What a refined response. Are we really around the same age?
You know, there's something I've wanted to ask you, Yoshizawa. Why were you in that palace in the first place?
That's... I was wondering that too. Of course, I'm extra grateful that you saved our leader, but if our plan had somehow leaked, then we need to change our tactics from here on out.
It all started about a week ago, when we had lunch together on the roof of the school.
But that day's when...
I got the feeling that something big was going to take place that day, so... I'm so sorry. I was actually following you the entire time.
Oh.
Wait, we were tailed there?
We definitely had no idea about that.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like night and day compared to when Makoto was following us.
I've been considering for a while now. Perhaps I should be fighting alongside you if I have special powers like yours, Senpai. I wondered if an outsider like myself should even get involved. But I couldn't just stand back and do nothing.
Thank you.
Oh, it was nothing compared to how much you've done for me in the past.
I'd say that I owe you, if anything.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not done here yet, are you? Then perhaps I ought to lend you a hand.
Well, we could definitely use the additional firepower, but...
I'm thankful for her offer to help, but Shido's more dangerous than any of our previous targets. It'd be wisest to avoid dragging Kasumi into this fight.
Senpai?
I appreciate the offer.
Well, you say that, but...
Honestly, we have no idea what risks you would face. Our enemy this time is more dangerous than anyone else so far. Also, we pretty much brought this entire mess down upon ourselves, so this is on us. We're delighted by the offer, but we really can't drag you into this any further. Moreover, you have something to do yourself, right?
I believe I'd be acting selfishly if I were to press any further. Very well. I understand your reasoning. If that's the situation, then I'll wait for you to return. But you have to promise me this. You'll come back safe no matter what. I don't ever want to feel as horrible as I did when I thought you...
See you soon.
I really do believe you. It's time I get going. I've got practice today, as usual.
be seeing you.
She was that close to joining! Damn it! Man, sure must be nice not having to go to school. Not that great. Bullshit. That man cannot go to school, you know. This would be all for nothing if they found out he's still alive. Doesn't it suck to live like a fugitive, though? Always having to hide your face? You can barely see. Are you alright? You really can cover your eyes. Don't try too hard to hide yourself. You'll only stand out more. That's always the hardest. Try hard, but not too hard. In any case, we're ready to put the plane into action. All we need is your signal.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll stand out too much during the day, so we need to go at night. We're about to face our toughest target today. Don't skimp on your preparation. Still a target saved by the headline. He's tough and knows the metaverse well. Be sure to strengthen your bonds so that you're prepared. Hey, sorry to bring this up now. I know you have your hands full. But Rawk can do it. I have faith in all of you. Anyway, here's the info I have. This one is cruel. There's a group of scammers out there specifically targeting old people. Apparently they're using some sort of spiritual mumbo-jumbo to trick them into paying up. Mumbo-jumbo? I don't know, like selling them magical vases or something. Anyway, they keep moving around, so it's been difficult to reliably track them. Apparently the police have just stopped trying entirely. From what I've read online, the representative is a guy named Yoshihito Wakasa. Sorry I don't have any more info than that. Good luck! So now we can go places again. So first I'm gonna head to the Velvet Room to see if I'm able to strengthen our sin. I'm probably gonna cut the stream short today.
Hey, inmate!
But I definitely want to see if we can get our sin leveled up some.
Do you have...
Time for some power requires sacrifice.
Yes,
So,
here we go.
sacrifices lead to power.
This is what the persona, then let us begin.
Oh, that only took it up 10 levels? Megadola 1. Megadola 1. Ooh, nice.
Finished for
Well,
now?
we're gonna have to keep doing that, I guess.
You'd like to read the compendium. These are the paths you have walked. Is this
Oh
what you
shit!
lack
We only
patience?
get one free. We only get one free one. Fuck.
This persona, a fee is required. This is your power.
Done already? What?
It is time, inmate.
It is time, inmate.
So yeah.
I'm gonna rest until the evening so that way I can actually save.
Ah, you're back.
We'll make some coffee and then we'll save. Every news station has been running story after story about Shido and the elections. Akechi too. I can't believe they're calling him the detective of the century. Plus they're treating the Phantom Thieves like criminals. That side of things has faded a little bit though, don't you think? Yes, all the talk of the elections must have made people forget about the suicide news. The main culprit is dead. Things are settled and society can go on like normal. That's probably what people are thinking. I have mixed feelings about all this. I'm not saying they should talk about us more, but the sudden change in momentum is weird. All I gotta do is hurry up and steal Shido's heart. That'll take care of everything, right? You're right. Everything is up until elections is the real battle. Let's take them down. Well, then we can discuss this more tomorrow. Let's do our best.
Yo.
Another box came for you.
Hey!
That's our shady purchase.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what? More than just housework? Oh, listen to concerns. I want to make a little more coffee. And then we'll save, and I'm just going to end stream a little early. I'm just wanting to make sure that we have a full session to fully delve into the palace.
Yes! Alright.
Yay, coffee. More coffee facts. This aftertaste. This is Costa Rican SHB.
Let me explain.
Let me explain. Costa Rica is abundant in nature with a large variety of plant and animal life and has been exporting coffee for centuries. Strictly hard bean SHB is a grade given to coffee grown at a high altitude of 4,500 feet. Has an elegant aftertaste and sweet aroma.
Yeah.
Well then.
Oh, hi, Makoto. You've been keeping up with the election? I wonder if Shido-san's gonna take it all. We're going to be hearing news about the birth of Shido administration by the end of the year. I wish Akechi-kun could run for office. He'd get more votes than all those incompetent politicians. I don't usually care about elections, but it's exciting when people are so into it. Everyone's in danger. We need to make him have a change of heart soon. It'll get done within a session or two, Makoto. Just gonna have to wait until next time.
I'll just add this.
So we're gonna save, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut stream short. Like I said, mostly because I want to take a while to actually get, I want to make sure I have plenty of time on stream to do the palace. So we're gonna call it here, and I'm going to go find someone to raid. So first and foremost, as always, guys, I want to thank you so very much for coming out and for watching. Okay, come on, TV. All of your support is appreciated, whether you've been lurking, chatting, any of that. On Wednesday, we will start with Shido's Palace. And hopefully we can try and get through it relatively quickly. And then I'll start working on more social link stuff. But for right now, let's see who is live that we can go raid. We'll go ahead and go raid Sora. He's playing some Fortnite. So, as always, guys, I want to thank you so very much for coming out and for joining me. I will see you guys on Wednesday for more Persona 5 Royal. So until then, just remember, guys, to keep on gaming and rock on.